I'm Sam Delsing with OmniTrust, and this is OpenSecrets. So I was thinking over the weekend how many similarities there actually are between running a household like this with multiple children and running cybersecurity, which, hear me out, someone is always sticky, someone always ignored the process, and nobody can explain or admit who touched what. So I have 3 children, and between them and my husband, honestly, every single day I am basically running incident response, identity and access management, risk prioritization, and sometimes a very emotional change control board. My 3-year-old daughter, she's pure zero trust. She trusts no explanation, no timeline, and absolutely no authority unless you have her favorite snacks. And she assumes that behind every single closed door, you're hiding something important, which, to be fair, exactly how your attackers think as well. So my 10-year-old son, he's less like an operations team and more like an ungoverned production environment. No thought process, all action, zero responsibility, and an excuse for every single wrong move. Something crashes, that's not his fault. Something breaks, he was trying to help you. And something disappears entirely, well, technically, according to him, it was never actually there in the first place. He moves through this house like a bull in a china shop with root access. Fast, confident, destructive, and somehow always offended if anybody ever has any questions. My 14-year-old son, he's all governance. Questions every policy, challenges every decision, wants an exemption process for everything, and somehow thinks that negotiation counts as compliance. Does that sound familiar? So yes, my household is basically run like a cybersecurity program. Every morning starts with asset discovery. Where are your shoes? Who has my charger? And then there's access control. No, you cannot have that app. And no, you absolutely do not need admin privileges to the kitchen. And then there's threat detection. Which child is being suspiciously quiet? Because silence, in my experience, is just pre-breach reconnaissance. And let me tell you, the phrase, "who did this?" gets about the same quality response at home as it does in most cybersecurity investigations. A lot of blank stares, a lot of partial truths, and one person confidently explaining how this is actually a process issue, which annoyingly is sometimes correct. Parenting also teaches you the most important part in leadership. If your system only works when everyone is behaving perfectly, then you don't actually have a system. What you have is a fantasy. You need guardrails, you need repeatable routines, you need escalation paths, and you need to assume that at least one stakeholder is making a terrible decision right now with full confidence and absolutely no documentation. So yes, parenting 3 children has made me better at cybersecurity, mostly because both jobs require you to stay calm, think clearly, and say, "interesting choice," instead of what you're actually thinking. Because whether it's kids or grown professionals, "I didn't think that would happen" remains the least useful form of root cause analysis. So if this reminds you of your organization, shoot me a message. But about your cyber team, not your kids, because I already have 3 very real insider threats here at home.